What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Mosballin, and today I have the answer to the biggest question you've all been asking, and that is, how much MT does it take to get AK47, to get certain collections? You always tell me, oh, I have 500 cards. How much does it take me to get to 1250? Oh, I have this many cards. How long does it take me to get this many? Some people ask you, what cards should I be buying to get my collector level? Some people ask, there's so many questions around this, and honestly, it's such a hard question to answer. But thank you so much to Haas, my man. Thank you so much. His link is down low in the description. Please follow him. He gave me an account with 371 cards. Only 371 cards, and without him I would never be able to do this. We have 812k over there at the top. I'm gonna have a countdown on top of me. This video is gonna take me forever to make, to upload all that. Today is Saturday, February 23rd. I'm gonna put a countdown out top. I think I could do this all in one day. We're gonna try to go from 371 cards, aka the veteran, all the way to MVP for 1250, and today is actually a pretty good day to do it. The D-Wade packs came out yesterday. If I would have done it yesterday, it would have cost me less. Try to make sure you do it the day packs come out. The day good packs come out, people are putting up cards cheap. Perfect time to do this 100%. And now another thing is, people ask, is this card even worth it? And honestly, this is my favorite card to play with in the whole game. My guy played over 1,000 games. You can see it right here. And basically, I'll be showing you guys gameplay with this card so you guys can see how amazing he really is. So I'm not just going to be showing you guys how much MT it costs to get all the way to AK, but I'm also going to show you what happens if you decide to sell everything back. So ideally, when you go into an auction house, you want to set yourself goals. You want to give yourself a limit, a little budget. You can't go into a store with $1,000 and just be like, oh, let me spend it all. Sometimes you got to contain yourself. You got to be like, oh, I'm only going to spend 100. I'm only going to spend 200, because you're going to want some other things later on. You're not going to have money for it. So before we begin, let's go into our collection. I don't know what cards he does have. I don't know anything about his account, so we're gonna take a look and we're gonna kind of dictate what we gotta get, what's best for collector level and stuff like that. So for starters, he has a couple cards in the regular normal collection. He doesn't have too many. He has like normal cards here and there. He doesn't have a single heat check player. He doesn't have any moments really. I think he has one moments card. He has absolutely no throwbacks, like no throwback elites. Got a lot of rewards though. He got the Ammies, the Rubies, the Sapphires. He got the balls you get from Domination, which is great. He has the courts you get from Domination, the logo, the jerseys. So all of these you get from Domination. So make sure you do this, and this is actually free cards right here. So if you're missing a couple cards here or there and you don't want to spend MT, just do these. These are a lot of cards right there. Now we take a look at his premium. He has 2 cards from the premium collection. He has 2 of this day in history. He got 1 flight school player. He looks like he likes D-Wade. He got a couple of the Chinese New Year's. No free agent cards. He has a couple uniforms here or there. You see here he has 7 of the 24 Knicks, but he doesn't have a lot. So this is your bread and money. This is bread and butter. This is your bread and butter right here. Shoes do not count. He has no shoes, but those don't count at all. Miscellaneous, he does not have many coaches. Oh, he does actually have the important coaches, the cheap ones. He doesn't have all the arenas. He doesn't have all the playbooks, historic logos, balls, and not really any of the jerseys and stuff. So this is where we come into play, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So this video could take forever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you guys how we start off. I'm going to show you guys how we go along. And then basically you guys are gonna get to see just little parts here and there, so this video isn't too long, and it basically gives you the gist of how much we're spending, how we're buying these cards, what cards we're going for, and it's gonna show you guys how much MT it takes. Just for you guys to know, this video is already taking me too much time just thinking about it. So basically I want you guys all to like this video, subscribe if you're new, share it, comment down below. I'll need you guys to support me on this video. I put my time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and let's get into it. So I just started the timer. Where we're beginning is home jerseys. I told you guys we need a budget, so my budget right now is, let's start it off at 550. Let's start let's start at 500. We don't know, we haven't done this in a while, and I know the timer is on. We're good. We're gonna start off with home Sixers jerseys for 500. I do not have this one. It's 500, just went up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your service. Away jerseys 500. Nothing popped up. Nothing popped up. Sometimes things are gonna pop up, sometimes things aren't gonna pop up. I'm gonna buy this Bucks jersey 500. Let's go Bucks home. We have that one. How do we know what we have and do not have, right? That's a big question. What do we have? What do we not have? Big question. You guys really want to know that? You guys don't always know that, and the real answer is, I'm going to show you right now. we're going into here. Look, we don't have any of these. How do I know that? It's because there's nothing that shows that we have them. So now how do we know what we do have? What we do have, we'll have a big yellow check mark in the middle right here. This means I have this jersey. I'm not gonna go like this and buy this jersey. I already have it. Great way to know what you have and do not have. Right now we got a Clippers jersey 500, and you notice these cards are just coming up. 500 is cheap. 500 is really cheap. When packs come out, people throw them up for 500 easily. People throw up a lot of things for a lot of different prices. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do this for every single team real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys the results when we're done. Once again, I said 500 is cheap. That's why we're not finding a lot. But if we put this up a little bit, put it up just a little bit, we're gonna find a lot. And don't make mistakes. So right here we see two the same exact. I'm not gonna buy them all right now. It's not gonna tell me I own this. I gotta know that off of myself. So realistically, we're just gonna keep doing this. We're gonna eventually have to up the price. We're gonna eventually have to basically pay a little more. My limit when I was doing this was 750. All you guys have different limits. I was going 750. Some cards are you're never gonna get. Some cards you're really never gonna get for that low. Some cards you're gonna have to pay a lot more. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes you're gonna have to go 1,000, go out of your way, and sometimes you're gonna get cards like this, 350 for a card. That's amazing. You want to get these as cheap as possible. We're gonna keep sliding through to see what's going on. 500, like I said, 500. That means you're getting 2 cards for 1K. What that actually means is 100K. You are getting yourself 200 cards, which you cannot beat. That is literally amazing, incredible. And sometimes you're just gonna keep finding cards that you already have, or not be able to find cards at all. Sometimes you'll be able to find millions and millions of cards, and just be patient. Usually what ends up happening is I'll be done with the whole team. Like, I'll go through the whole set, and when I come back around, I will start seeing new teams, new cards, new jerseys that I didn't see before. We're seeing 500 for these Nets jerseys right now, and I'm buying them pretty fast. Like, they're coming up and I'm getting them right away, which is great. Sometimes we're gonna find really good steals, and like I told you guys, we're just not gonna look. We're gonna keep an update on how much we're spending. I'm gonna update you guys. We know how much MT we started with, and let me get back to you guys when I finish every team. Now, we still didn't get under 800K. I finished all the Wizards, everything for 500. We're gonna probably have to up this and basically start over from the Sixers. But now what happens is we're gonna go into teams, and we're not gonna know if we bought a card already or we didn't. So what we're gonna have to do is go into our auction outcomes. We bought 23 cards already. We started off at 371 cards. So for 500 MT or less, we've bought 23 cards to start. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna collect them all to our collections. Basically that should bring us to about 400, and we're gonna go and continue from there. We want to get as many jerseys as we can and just keep going, just scrolling through. So that only took us 6 minutes. You guys saw that barely took us any time at all. We're gonna start over. I'm gonna raise the stakes a little bit. Let's do 600. Let's go to 600. See, when we do 600, so many jerseys came up, so many. So let's do 550. 550 sounds like a reasonable amount. We're gonna go 76, 77. Let's buy these for 550. No problem. 550 still in our budget. That's not a big deal. We're not stressing over it. He shouldn't stress over it. We're just gonna try to do our best to keep it as cheap as possible. 550, we're gonna move our way up to 600 if we don't find too many, but we're gonna try our best to keep it within house, right? Sometimes you're gonna scroll, you see these 550s, you might see one for 500 or something cheaper down the line. Got ourselves 2 nice Cavs right here. That's 1 point. Ooh, somebody bought that before me. That would have been a nice 2 cards for 1.1K, which is great. All these Clippers we already have, but we found one right here for 500. Let's hope we got it first. Yes, we did. Found 2 Grizzlies cards right here. I'll take both of those off your hands. Now, like I said, when cards come out, sometimes you could get them a little cheaper. We had cards come out yesterday, so prices are still cheaper than normal. But if we did do this right as soon as cards came out, it would have been even better. And you see here, we see a card for 550, but the same card is right here for 500. So I'll take the 500. Save that 50 MT. 50 MT goes a long way when you're trying to buy stuff. And a 500 Heat card, that is amazing for a gold Heat. That's actually really, really cheap. Now we got to the Kings, and we see there's a lot of Kings jersey. Oh my god, this jersey goes for a lot, I think. I'm pretty sure that jersey is expensive, so I'll take that for 500. Then we have 14-16 Kings, right? That's the 14-16 Kings. I see it for 500 here. We're going to check to see there's nothing cheaper. 500, I'll take that any day. And then we go into away, and these jerseys usually cost a lot, right? The away, usually the Kings jerseys, some of them are really expensive. I don't know why, and we don't have any of these, so this is an amazing pack right here, right? This is amazing. Finding all of these, we just bought 4 cards and we see how much we paid for them. Would have been 4. I missed this one. I actually didn't see this at all. This is a statement. Statement goes for a lot, and I missed that for 500, but I did that instead. Sometimes things like that's gonna happen, but you gotta keep your head up. You just gotta keep scrolling. You'll find it again. You gotta be patient sometimes, and you will. When you are patient, good things happen. We go into the home right here. We're gonna double check to see what's going on, if there's any 500 cards, because I see a bunch of Knicks cards for 550, like a bunch. I'm talking like crazy amount, and we found some for 500. So we gotta kind of understand which cards are 500, which cards are 550. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here. We see a 450. Now this is where it gets confusing, because there's so many Knicks jerseys. We're gonna kind of have to get an idea. So right now I bought a 9701 for 450. I wrote 9701 in my book just to make myself clear. Now I'm gonna write 1317 right here, alternate, just so I don't get confused, because right here you could get confused and buy the same card twice, right? Like if I don't know I'm gonna buy this 9701 jersey, thankfully it's right next to it, but otherwise I wouldn't know. But if I do know by writing it down in my book, I know I didn't buy a 5261 jersey, so I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna put it there in my book. Now we could go back to 550, and like I said, it's not going to show us what we did get, what we didn't. We see right here a statement for 550. We didn't see it for 500 before, so now I write down statement 550. I'm gonna scroll a little bit. We did not buy a 9092 jersey, so we got the 9092 for 550. I'll take that. We see a 4652 jersey. I did not buy that at all, so that's 550. I'll take that. 5261 I did buy. I wrote that down. We have an 8790, which we also don't have. The Knicks have the most jerseys, so this is an amazing thing to get. We just bought so many Knicks jerseys right there. 4652 we bought. 6878 we actually didn't buy. And if you're actually not sure or you're confused and you see that these cards have been up for a while, what you could do is you could go into your collection, get all the cards, and come back to the Knicks just to be sure. But I wrote everything down. I write them down pretty organized, so I could just scroll through and see, no, I have this, I have this, I have a 9701. I bought the 9701 for sure. And I know what I did buy, didn't buy, so I'm chilling on that. Now we go into away. I know I just bought some away jerseys. Did I not? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know if I bought the 1012 or the 0110, so it's not bad to double check. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna go look at the Knicks. We have the 1012 and the 0110, so we know we are good to go. Don't have to buy any more of those. Now we go into the Lakers. We got some Laker jerseys here we don't have. Thankfully there's not too many, so we don't have to write anything down. We're just gonna buy the ones available for us. We got to do the same thing with the Nets. There's so many jerseys for the Nets, so we're gonna have to write them down. So we got the 7790. We got a 0912 right here. We're gonna buy that one. Let's just buy them before we write them down, because sometimes you get confused. 8284 Nets. We're gonna write that one down so we don't buy it again, right? We don't want to buy anything twice. We got 7790. We got 0912. And we got 8284, so we're chilling on the Nets right now. The best thing about this is it's really easy to get your collector level up. You don't have to stress. You could keep just searching and you will find new cards you didn't see before. Like I literally could just sit here and do this until I get every jersey. Like if I don't find something, I'll do it again. You always see cards coming up, so that's amazing. And you see we only spent like 30k so far, 40k, and let's see, we just got 48 new cards to add to our collection. And the best thing about writing these down is you don't get into a situation where you realize you have a card twice. Now let's take a break from that real quick and see how many uniforms we have now. And you see we're still missing so many uniforms. We barely got any. We are missing like so many. We literally barely got any, which is crazy. But that's an amazing thing. That means there's so many more cards we could still get for that cheap. Let's take a break from these uniforms though and go to our miscellaneous. We know we have some playbooks we got to take care of. There are some historic arenas we got to take care of, and there are a couple more coaches we got to take care of. So now with playbooks, we're basically gonna do the same thing. Playbooks kind of cost a little more, so we can up it a little bit. So basically any limit you're gonna have for cards is gonna be about 1,000, right? You want to pay no more than 1,000. So we're gonna find right here for 850 a card. Like I said, 1,000 should be your limit for cards. 1,000 for a card is great. So if you get them cheaper than that, you are set. You are good to go. You are amazing. You are in great hands. So we're gonna search here for 1,000 as our limit. We're finding cards for 750, 850, which is great. I know sometimes you can find them for a lot less. Sometimes you can find them for a lot more. We're gonna try not to pay too much. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna keep searching, and that's no biggie. This is where it's easy. This is where you're basically looking for all these cards. You're taking your time to find them, and you can come back after. Like, we could go look for coaches next, we could go look for jerseys again, and then come back and there's gonna be new stuff up that we didn't see before. So we weren't able to get too many playbooks. Now we're gonna go into our logos, try to get a couple of these, and we're gonna look for what we can get, right? We got an 89.90 Cavs. There's a lot of logos in the game, which is great. We're gonna raise it up a little bit. I'm willing to pay up to like 500 or so. We got the 89.90 Cavs. We see here we got the 0607. Let me just double check. There's none cheaper, and yep, there isn't. Usually I don't like buying the card at the end, because the guy that put it up first deserves his cards bought first, right? I feel bad if his card doesn't get sold and some guy that just put it up gets sold. That's just me and being nice and all that. We go into our Celtics. We see some great Celtics ones, and wow, we see one for 300, 400. That's great. I see 250. Wow, we are basically saving right here. 64, 65 for 250. Let me get that. 0708 for 350. Let me get that. And we're buying these at basically minimum price. Once again, just remember, we could raise our price to 1,000. We shouldn't have to be at like 500. Sometimes you're not gonna find cards this cheap. So 1,000 for a card is great. You're not always gonna find them for 250, 400, 300, all that stuff. Sometimes you're gonna have to up your game. And we see here we got some nice beautiful Knicks for 400. That is the cheapest I see. A good way to see if there's any cheaper is if you see some for 400, just drop this to 400. It'll just limit them, and then maybe you'll see one for 350, so you don't have to scroll through. We only got 19 cards off of that. Obviously the jerseys are way faster. These actually came out way cheaper. We got a lot of these for 250. Now, a really good way to start doing these when you realize that like you're close to finishing them, like right now I see that I'm almost done with the historic. I need 3 more historic teams. You basically write down what teams those are, right? You're gonna write down that we need the Pistons, right? We're gonna need the Hornets, and that we need the Heat. Kind of write the years so you kind of have an idea, but you don't need to. And now basically what's going to happen is, instead of searching through every team, we already have a lot of them. We're just going to search through the 3 that we need left. We're missing a lot of balls. Balls are really cheap, so we're going to find these pretty cheap right now. We're going to look for the basketballs that we need, and we're going to look for some of the coaches. So we see that we have a lot of the coaches already. There's some coaches missing. Maybe you don't really know what coaches you're missing, right? You don't know the coaches going on. The 2 or 3 at the top are usually the most expensive. So this one's a diamond, this one's an Ami. Diamond, Ami. So he has an Ami one just because he uses him as a coach. Coaches are very important in 2K. Now the rest are actually lower. So we're gonna see here he has all the bronze, the silvers, the golds. We know this because they go in order. So he's up to emerald. I don't know if this one's an emerald or a sapphire, but we could just assume he's up to emerald, sapphire, and rubies, right? He doesn't have any of those. We're gonna skip Amis because Amis are expensive. We're gonna assume these are either rubies or sapphires or emeralds, right? Same over here. He has all the golds, so he's missing either another gold or emerald. And basically we're gonna search for gold, emerald, sapphire, ruby, and we're gonna do our best to see which ones he's missing. So we're gonna go to coach, color. We'll go gold first to make sure, but I think we have all the golds, so we're gonna go straight to emeralds. And you see we are missing a couple emerald coaches. Now what to do that we're missing emerald coaches is, again, we need a limit. Let's see what our cheapest emerald coach is up, and we just found one for 500. Terry Scott's, welcome to the squad. Thank you. Whenever you do coaches, it goes back to gold, so make sure you're not searching when it's on gold, because you'll think that they're never up. But just keep switching that back to emerald. We see here we have Nate McMillan for 750. We'll take that. Switch back to emerald. I think we have all the emerald coaches now, but let's just double check. I think we do. So let's go to sapphire. We'll stay at 800. We got to keep switching. So maybe our max now is 1,000. So you're going to see now that coaches actually went up in price. You're not going to be able to buy them like that. So it looks like coaches will be the last thing we look for. Let's go back to our jerseys. Jerseys, like I said, we barely had any. We're going to up this up a little bit. Let's go up a little bit. Like I said, my limit was 750. I think 750 gives you the most options. You have a lot of options. If you see anything cheaper, you just buy it. But 750 really opens it up. It opens up the floodgates. And right here we found one for 650, which is great. When you do 750, it gives you so many more options, and 750 is still not a lot. You're still kind of paying a little bit. I would have never found this statement jersey for 700, and a statement for 700, that's a steal. So right here we're still gonna try our best to get them for as cheap as possible. We're gonna scroll through a little bit, and we're just gonna do our best by ourselves to get them for cheaper. And here we are. We see a 73-76 for 550, which is the cheapest up. See, we were gone for a couple minutes, and now there's new cards up that we didn't see before. We see 86.93 for 700, 86.93 for 700. There's one for 650. Like I said, I'm saving that 50 any day of the week. We're gonna keep doing this. We see some for 650, some for 700, some for 750s. We're gonna start with the 600. I see 73.85. I'm gonna write that down like I told you guys. 73.85. Look at this beauty right here. Look at this beauty right here. Look at this beauty right here. I just searched these Pacers and I just found a bunch of them right next to each other that just went up. They're all completely different. Somebody just bought a bunch of them. Do I get this one at least? Somebody just bought both of these, but wow, I could have bought all of these beauties right here. Yeah, we got ourselves a nice one right here for the Pistons. Let's start from the beginning this time. Thank you. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me beat them. Let me beat anybody. Let me be first this time. Do I have that one? Nope, nope, nope. Thank you. I bought 4 straight up for 750 right off the bat. We still have 38 cards in here, but I want to show you guys we are at 471 cards collected. We started with 371s, so we've gained 100 cards plus 38. We started with 811k or something, so we wasted a little less than 80k for 138 cards, which is insane. We're gonna see here we made a mistake. We already have the maximum allowed copies of this. That means we bought 2 of these classic home Rockets jerseys without noticing, so we're gonna send it to our auction. We're gonna have to sell it from there, and you're gonna see that's the only one we actually made a mistake on. We bought everything else perfectly fine. We got another collector level, so there we made 10k, so we only spent 70k if we're being real. So now we're at 508 cards. We need to get to 750, so from 500 to 750, let's see how much it costs. We're gonna pretend we have every jersey. Let's take away from the jerseys and start collecting some players, see what's the cheapest way to do players, because a lot of you guys might already have a lot of jerseys. A lot of you guys might know how to do jerseys now. I kind of explained it pretty well. I went through it. So let's go into some of the players, go back to some of the more miscellaneous stuff later, like the balls and the other things we still haven't done, like the arenas and stuff. Alright, so we're gonna basically have to do a lot of these 18 collection. We're not gonna buy the expensive cards. We know which ones are expensive, which ones aren't. We're gonna show you guys how to do that. We're gonna go buy some of these moments cards. There's a lot of moments cards that are cheap as well, so let's get into that. So we're always gonna go teams just so we can basically filter ourselves easier. We're gonna start off with teams. Let's start off with 800 real quick. 76ers 800. Buy ourselves a nice Ben Simmons for less than 800k. 750 is the cheapest, and since we are cheap, let's buy the one with the most collections just in case we decide to play with him, just in case we decided to do anything. It's just a little cheat code, kind of one of those little life hacks we could do. So now I told you guys the most we are willing to pay for a guy is 1k, right? 1k is great because then you get to buy 100 cards for 1,000. We see Embiid pop up right there. I kind of just want to get an idea first of what cards go for. So I don't know if bronzes are cheap. I don't know what silvers are cheap. I did this a long time ago, so I'm doing this with you guys right now, brand new. Never did this in a long time. There's nothing really popping up for that. There's some bronzes here which he already has, but some of the golds, all right, we got golds popping up now. So since I wasn't too sure, what we're gonna actually do now is we're gonna go gold for 1,000. We're basically gonna start there. You see a Dario Saric just popped up for 800. Thank you. We see a Robert Covington for 950, so we're gonna buy him for 950, and we're gonna get Redick for 1,000. There we just bought 3 cards for less than 3k, which is great. I'm gonna check to see if there's any emeralds, and we found an emerald right here, and this is actually a moments card, so that's perfect. We got 1 moments card out the way. We're gonna do sapphires. We already had Ben Simmons. We saw that Ben was going for that price. We're fine. We're gonna do rubies, and we're gonna drop the price a little and see if we could get a ruby for less than 1k, because I saw him beat up. He was less than a k, and we found one for 900, so that's beautiful right there. We just bought 5 Sixers players, 6 Sixers players, something like that, for a really good decent price. Now we're gonna go to the Bucks, next team up. We're gonna start off at bronze. Let's go bronze for 1,000, none up. We're not gonna buy silver for 1,000. You're never gonna really find silvers for 1,000 ever. If you do, that's a beautiful snipe. And now we're gonna go gold Bucks, and we actually do find a couple, so let's lower our price down a little bit. Let's go 850. We see a John Henson for 800. I'm gonna buy John Henson for 800. Thank you very much. We see some Ilyasovas for 900. We'll cop an Ilyasova for 900, and now we'll go 950, see if a new player comes up, and we get Brook Lopez for 950. So we just bought 3 new cards for less than 1,000, which is great. I'm trying my best to stay under 1,000. I don't think there are any other gold cards in this set at all besides these 3, and I was actually wrong because we see a Malcolm Brogdon, and we're gonna buy Malcolm for 1,000. That will complete all the Bucks gold players that we found, and that is beautiful. Now we're gonna go to Emerald, and we see an Emerald Bledsoe for like 750. So let's drop this down to 700, 750, around there, and we see a bunch for 700. I don't know if you could buy these for less than 700, so we'll just cop one for there. And I lied, see, you see some for 650, which is beautiful. I'll take a 650 card. It makes up for the cards we do pay 1,000 for. When you average it out, it's like we're paying 800 for each. Now we're gonna switch from Emerald to Sapphire. We see some Sapphires, Chris Middletons. I'm gonna scroll a little bit to see if there's anything else but Middleton, but all I see right now is Middleton. I see him for like 800, 750s, and around there. So we're gonna actually just go down, scroll down, make this like 700, 750, and we see one that just went up for 700. Beautiful timing on my part. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty good with this, right? I'm not bad. And now we're pretty much done with the Bucks in that regard, so we're gonna start over. We're gonna go back to bronze, go to the next team, which is the Bulls. We already have the Bulls ones, which is great. I'm gonna go to silver. I told you silvers aren't gonna happen, and we're just gonna keep doing this back and forth. We're gonna keep striding through, see how many cards we could get. We found some Bobby Portises for 950. I will cop that. We go to Emerald, and we actually see a bunch of Emeralds ones, so we don't have to sit here and see. We're gonna skip through this, but basically, see, I dropped the price down to the lowest possible. I found a Zach LaVine, a Jabari Parker, and one Larry Markkinen for 650. So I bought all three for 650, which is amazing. And yeah, so we're almost at an hour. Let me go and scroll through these teams, and I'll show you guys how many cards we ended up buying after. So you guys can see that you can just do it where you just do all players instead of going through something, but it's just easier when you kind of limit what you're looking at. Just looking at certain cards by themselves makes it a little easier. And when I do for 1,000, I kind of have an idea of what cards are going for 1,000. So I see that there's a point guard, there's a power forward. I kind of have a slim idea, so when I lower the price a little bit, I have an idea of what's going on. Because you guys see here, Alfred Payne's the only one going for 750. So if I had it for 750, I would think that's the only card I could get. But in reality, there is a Mirotic that I could get for 800 as well. You don't want to miss out on any cards. You want to be able to have the best opportunity you can to get as many cards as possible for as cheap as possible. I always lower prices to see if I could get them a little cheaper. If I cannot, then I go back and I basically buy them for the price I saw them at. We were basically scrolling through teams, and we found a card that's in a promo for less than 1,000, which I'll take any day. So this is the last card from the last set, from the last everything. If you look at the top, we wasted about, what, 120k MT. We were at 508 cards collected. We wasted about 120k MT. Let's see how many cards we will be at once we collect the 50 plus pending items. This is gonna take us a while, so let me show you in a bit. Just sitting here clicking add to collection, add to collection, add to collection. Let's see how many cards we are at now. Oh, that was such a pain. And we are at 655 cards. 655. So we just gained 140 something cards. So basically, when you guys ask me how many cards it takes, obviously I don't know what you guys need. I don't know if you guys need jerseys. I don't know if you guys need those. I don't know what you guys are missing. So you guys just know that about 140 cards from the collection you can get for about 120k. Before that, we bought jerseys and stuff like that for about 80k. Now we're getting closer to 750, 1,000, 1,250, and now this is when it gets really hard. We've been doing this for an hour and 40 minutes, and we're not gonna stop. We're gonna finish this off. We're gonna show you guys how much it took us from about 370 cards to get to 1,250, which is about 900 cards. So something we actually didn't look at all are the balls. So let's start looking at the balls. Let's see how much they are. We found one for 400. We got the black ball first, so we're gonna write that down. And now we're gonna go to 450. We see another black ball. We do not need that. We need more balls. We need different balls. We need balls on balls on balls. So we're gonna get a camouflage one right there for 500. We have a blue one. We're gonna buy a green one right here. So we got camouflage, green, pink, purple, and we get red right there. So we wrote all those down. We just bought a bunch of little balls there. We'll switch that over to 550. We already have the purple, black, camouflage. We're just gonna scroll. We don't have neon red. We'll buy that for 550. We don't have a beach ball, so we're gonna get the beach ball for 600. We're gonna get the neon blue for 600, neon green for 600, neon orange for 600. We just bought 14 balls, so let's add them all to our collection so we don't mess up, and then we can scroll back in and not pay too much. Like, we could go scrolling scrolling for 500, 550s again. Now let's go into our arenas. We're gonna do the same thing. We always scroll by team. I told you guys that's the best way to do it. We're gonna scroll by team. There's a lot of teams that are glitched, which is cool because it actually makes it easier. There's a lot of courts for 250. We don't have any really on this account. 250 is the cheapest they go for. This is gonna be really hard to basically keep track of. So we're gonna go Air Canada, Toronto 00. We're gonna go 00 Portland here. We're gonna have to really keep track of these because these are really glitched and you don't want to buy more than one. So we're gonna basically write the year and make sure we don't buy double of anything. And those are some of the glitch ones. Now we're gonna go to the Bucks. We found the 71 Bucks. We're gonna buy that one real quick. Gonna go Bulls. We find the 89 Bulls. These are all 250s. These are really cheap. And then there is an 86 Bulls. We bought the 89. We're gonna buy the 86 there. Now I told you guys a lot of these courts are glitched, so we're gonna have to add them to our collection so I can show you how to find a lot of these courts that you're not gonna find. Now for the arenas, since I told you a lot of them are glitched, we're gonna have to search them without adding anything. So let's put ourselves a 250 limit for now and try to scroll through and see what we could find. And right here we find the 05 Spurs we don't have. Since they are glitched, it's gonna be hard to basically keep up. Make sure you're writing everything down. And we are on 250, so you might not find a lot of things, but people do put them up for cheap, considering the fact that basically no one's buying them because no one's finding them. There's a lot of people not finding a lot of these jerseys, like this 02 Kings jersey. You can't find that unless you go through here. You're gonna keep scrolling our way through. 97 Heat, beautiful court. Now what I just did is I backed out to add those to my collection so I'd have a little easier time when I come back in. And honestly, you can search with bronze and silver and stuff. That does help you out a little bit. It'll make your job a little easier. Since we don't really know what arenas we're looking for, it's better to just browse like this. If you do know if it's a silver, gold, or bronze, you could go ahead and do that and basically filter it to that way. These have been glitched for pretty much the whole year. You can't find them in a lot of ways, so this is the easiest way to do it, where you're basically searching and just scrolling through to make sure you don't have a little check on them and then buying them from there. So sometimes people, when they can't sell something, they put it up for less because they think people aren't gonna buy it because it's a lot. Or sometimes when people are looking for something and see it's glitched, they think it's worth so much, so they're putting it up for so much. So it's a kind of like a miss or take. You kind of just gotta scroll, see what you could find for what prices, and just test your luck that way. There are a lot of arenas. We're gonna check right now in our miscellaneous. You're gonna see that we still are missing 22 arenas. I could go ahead and check which ones. I have a Bulls arena, Knicks, and Bucks. These all look like they're gonna be gold. We are missing a lot of arenas over here. A lot of these aren't glitched, they're gold or something, so they are there, they're just more expensive. So what we could do now is we could go to our arenas, we could start going team by team and just raise how much we're willing to pay to about 750 to 1,000. Let's do 1,000 so we could actually get these out the way. We're gonna do Bucks 1,000, we're gonna do Bulls 1,000, and here we are. You see the Bulls popping up, 750. So now what we're gonna do is, we know they're gold, we're gonna drop this down to like 700, none pop up, go 750, these pop up, so we know this is a 750, not a bad price. So let's just take that out of here. Now courts were one of the harder ones. Let's go back to do some more jerseys, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to some of our players. We're gonna try to get this done today. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We're still not that far in. You guys can sit there and do these a little easier. When cards come out, that's the best time. Always remember that. There are more cards out. Cards are cheaper. So always remember that. Right now we're struggling because I'm not trying to pay too much. I'm trying to pay still the same amount. So I'm sitting here doing my thing, trying to get this done. Now obviously you wish you could filter this where if you have a card, you don't have to scroll through, but you can't. So you're gonna have to scroll through. You don't know if you have them or not. And I'm gonna show you guys a little way to know whether you have certain cards or not, so you can not have to sit here and scroll through all of these and make yourself a little easier of a job. And right here we got ourselves 3 new cards, which is beautiful. I'll take that all day. You guys notice how I scrolled from here to here because they're the same exact jersey, and I got the cheaper one even though this was 800 and I was in my budget. I was willing to do it. But I love this strategy because basically by the time you're done with something, you come back and you see new cards come up. So like cards come up at any time. I might have not found that, maybe someone else would have sniped it, but if I was like 5 minutes later, maybe it still would have been up. So when I'm doing this continuously, like sometimes I go from the 76ers all the way to the Wizards. When I'm done, I go back to 76ers and find like a whole brand new 40-50 cards that I didn't have when I searched before. Woo! This is the jackpot right here. We just came to the away. We found the jackpot. Let me get this statement real quick. Let me get this alternate 15, 17 year. Oh, somebody beat me to that. Oh man. Let me get this one if I could get it. Thank you. Let me get this one if I could get it. Thank you. I don't have this one. Let me get that. Thank you. I don't have this one. Let me get that. Thank you. That was a jackpot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have had 6. I should have had 6. That would have been 6 beautiful jerseys just right there waiting for me. Woo, another jackpot. Away jerseys are the thing. Look at this. Look at this. 500s, 550s. Let me get that 0210. Let me get this 75, 84. Let me get this 87, 89. I'm gonna write these down real quick because I'm gonna forget. 75, 84, 87, 89, 0210. I see an 89, 97 here that I do not have. Do not have that. Let me get that 89, 97. We got ourselves a nice 0410 right there. We did not have that, and everything else we did. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5-piece right here. Nice quick 5-piece. See, these look exactly the same. They got different numbers at the bottom. Keep that in mind. A lot of these look the same. These numbers look the same, 87, 89 if you just look, but they're not. Just keep in mind, try to do your best, and you got this. Just like that, we bought another 80 cards to our collection, and we basically spent like 40k, and that had a lot to do with us doing like those courts that we didn't have. Now let's go back to some of our players. We definitely missed a lot of players that we could have bought, so a good way to do that is we're gonna look in here. These are all silver players more or less. This is a gold. We noticed that. We're gonna go scroll through here. Silvers are the most expensive. We're gonna see how much this gold is going for, and it's 1.2. I want to get it for cheaper, so I'm gonna bid on this one. It's 2 minutes left. Let's bid 1,000. We have successfully bid. Let's see how much we get it for. Everyone else is a silver. Silvers are expensive. We could check the bottom, see that that's a silver. Let's stay away from that. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna see that there are all silvers in this set. A lot of silvers. They're not that expensive, but they are more than our budget, which is 1k. Giannis is expensive as well. We're not gonna buy him. We're gonna skip to the next set. The next set we see, these are our silvers. We got silver, silver, silver. This is also a silver. We double check, and here we got golds. So golds are cheap. Once again, we're gonna scroll through. We see 1.25 right there, 1.2. We see 1,050, and wow, look at this. These were not up before, but we got a 700 right here. We're gonna buy that. Thank you. Someone bought it. Okay, it's all right. You got it, bro. You got it. Let me get this one. I'll pay 50 more. I'm not that. I'm all right. I'm all right. We're gonna go up to the next guy. We see Chris Dunn is here, and we don't see a cheap one right now. We're gonna keep scrolling a little bit. I don't see anything cheap. 1.5 is the cheapest I see. Therefore, we go back. I am willing to bid on this. No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do every other player and then come back, hopefully find them for 1,000. We're gonna go into the next one, the Celtics. We see that we have all the golds. We're actually missing a bronze player here. There's a bronze right here for 1,000. We're probably gonna buy that unless there's one cheaper. Double checking, there is no cheaper than 1,000 for him, so we're gonna buy him for 1,000. That's our budget. I put a budget for cards for 1,000, and someone bought him before me. That really upsets me. That's gonna make me mad. We're gonna try to buy Jason Tatum for 1,000. I don't think he does go for 1,000, but that's basically how we're gonna double check. And actually, we see Tatum right there for 1,000. So what we're gonna do now is scroll back to search our auctions. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna put Sapphire, Jason Tatum, and try to get him for the cheapest we can. So we're gonna go Tatum. We're gonna drop this to 500. Let's say 750. He's gonna pop up for 750. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's basically what we're gonna keep doing. We're gonna keep sliding, doing that. And honestly, 1150. We can change our budget. We're gonna make it 1,200. Someone bought that before me as well. That's insane. We can make our budget 1,200, but not right now. I'll make it 1,200 when I'm ready. Right now it's not ready, so we're gonna still scroll and then come back to some of these cards. You know, I have a budget. I want to make sure I'm in my budget at all times. Me, I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do this. You're gonna be sitting there doing this unless you have a lot of MT, but I don't want to waste all this kid's MT. He was very kind enough to let me do this on his account, so I really do appreciate him. You see that bid for 1,000, we actually got him for 900. That's beautiful. We get some MT back and we get the card, which is great. I feel like we got a lot of these cards cheap, so we're gonna up our budget to 1,200. I'm kind of like just trying to get this done at this point. There's gonna be a lot of cards we're not gonna be able to get, but 1,200 sounds reasonable to me. So let's start doing that, and let's really get down to business to try to finish this off. Some people be cheesing with these prices. Look, they're trying to make you bid on it, which kind of sucks because they're making you bid, and you don't want to sit here and bid and wait an hour for it to end. So that kind of sucks. You're gonna sometimes not be able to buy the cards you want. Let's just hope for the best. Hope that guys don't make you do that and actually put up prices that you can afford. So right here we see one for 950. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Yo, I just woke up and stuff. I just did a couple more cards. We had to take a rest after those first 2 hours. I still had the timer running. We basically back on track. I bought some new cards, some more uniforms. We're at 782. We started at 371, so we've gained 411 cards exactly. We started with 811k MT. We're at 555. We've gotten 10k MT as a bonus from collectors. So we've spent a total of 256k so far. And we're not even there yet. We still got some work to do. We just got Greg Oden. That's a new card to our collector level. Let's get that. And now we're getting closer to 250 tokens. So now from 780 to 1,000, let's see how much that takes us. So one thing I want you guys to know is you check uniforms now. Since we have so many uniforms, we check what teams we still need uniforms with. We're done with the Pistons, so we don't have to search for Pistons no more. Sometimes I write 76ers, I'm missing 12. Bucks, I'm missing 6. And then just keep writing stuff down like that just to make my life easier. And then I start crossing out teams, so I don't have to keep searching and not know. And then like for like a team that I have one left, like the Grizzlies, I want to know if that's a home or away. And I kind of want to get an idea, so I don't have to sit there and search and keep scrolling and stuff like that. So we're closing in on the jerseys. Now it might start getting harder to get on for 750. And we're still doing the same thing we were doing yesterday. Basically same exact thing, doing the home away. Nothing really changed. We're just gonna keep doing this until we get as many as we can. We might have to upgrade and go to 1k. Like I said, 1k you're gonna get pretty much everything if you're willing to spend more. But we're patient. We're gonna do this the right way, the pretty much not the right way, but the cheapest way possible. We're gonna keep sitting here 750. I'll keep searching, and I'm gonna show you guys basically how long it's gonna take me. If you guys don't have the patience or the time, upgrade your thing, make it at 1,000. That's perfectly fine. When we realize that we can't get any more for 750, there are some jerseys that do cost way more. We're gonna have to upgrade to 1,000 as well. So we actually finished off 4 teams. We finished the Pistons, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, and the Pelicans. We're still gonna take a look. We still have 10 Philadelphia jerseys. We're missing like 6 here, 7. That's a lot of jerseys. When we think about it, that's so many more cards. We're gonna try to finish these off. We want to finish these off. This is ideal. When we finish this off, everything else is basically like we're locked in, we're zoned in. We know how much MT we're gonna have to waste from there on. We know what arenas we need. We know basically how much we're willing to spend. Some of these players, these currents, these moments, these throwbacks, stuff like that. So let's go and try to finish off these jerseys. Let's bring it up to 800 and see if we can finish some more. And look at that. The moment we do 800, we get a City 76ers jersey. Thank you. 9707. Thank you. 0915. Thank you. All that just when we switched it. We got another one right here. Thank you. Literally 4 jerseys as soon as we switched it to 800, and that we wouldn't find for 750. A lot of times you're not gonna find jerseys for less. The City jersey actually goes for a lot more, so us getting it for 800 is already a win. And we're going back to buying players, so I'm gonna show you guys how we do it now. Since we did what we mostly had to do yesterday, we did a lot of them. This is a gold. We're gonna scroll and try to get him for as low as possible. Our range is still about 1,000. 1,000 should be it. Maybe 1,200 we're willing to pay. But I scroll to the end, you catch some for 950 and stuff like that. Let me just continue scrolling just in case. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do now since we got the gist of it yesterday. And if you don't see cards for 1,000 like yesterday, we didn't. Just wait another day, wait a little bit. Don't be too like in a rush, and you'll be able to be all right. We're double checking to make sure we're not missing any other cards. A lot of them are silvers and stuff. Look how nice scrolling to the end is. Sometimes it's like so clutch. Just getting a card for 800, just like it just saves you so much MT, honestly. See one for 1,100, but I've seen that this one was about to end. Let's try to get it a little cheaper. So I'll bid the 1,100 that I have and hopefully get it for a little less. Little life hacks right there. I'm giving you guys the best tips to get these cheaper. So this one's 1,350. That's actually the cheapest by far. I want to pay it, but I don't at the same time, only because this one's gonna end soon. So I think I bid on or bought everyone that I could pretty much. Let's see, I bid on some of them for a lot. I bid on a couple of them for like 1,200 and stuff. I didn't really pay anything more. Basically, I was getting a lot for 850, 900. And most I was really bidding was 12. And it's looking alright. We're getting some of our MT back. I love it. Some MT back. We didn't win them all. So as you guys see, we spent 90k so far. The 90k's got us about 98 cards if I'm not mistaken. We need 121 more to get to the 1,000 for the 250 tokens. We're gonna go back in here and look. We're gonna see that we're missing some miscellaneous still. We got some nice city jerseys cheap before. We still got some jerseys to work with. Let's try to finish up these arenas. These arenas are cheap. We just gotta find them. We gotta go back and look at some of these playbooks. We're missing a lot of playbooks. We're missing 62 playbooks. If we put it at 1,000, I think we could get a lot of them. And then we are missing a couple more logos and a couple more basketballs. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna lock in these basketballs if he wants us to. So if we're stuck, we're gonna lock in some basketballs for sure. So we actually thought like we were done, right? We didn't scroll all the way through because I scrolled a lot and didn't see anything. But look, not just this is here, right? I checked already. I scrolled all the way to the end. Oh wait, this is actually two different ones. Wait up. 8791. Okay, that's two different ones. And then look, we have this one too. This is a whole different one. That's amazing. I didn't even notice. So sometimes we're gonna have to actually go back because I might have missed a couple by not scrolling all the way through. I'd get to the 4-hour mark and be like, all right, I'm pretty much done. I saw a bunch of the same courts, so let me stop looking. And honestly, that's gonna be a problem. We gotta look through all of these because you just saw there I made a mistake. 1,000 for playbooks may not be the move. We might not find any, but that's our deal, right? That's what we're going for. We're still gonna go for 1,000. There's an 86 bulls. That's our first playbook we found. Look at this beauty right here. This is a beauty. All of these just came up. They were all 3 hours 58 minutes. I just came at the perfect time. Got them all. I love it. Oh, we are back for day number 3. We see here we're still at 919 and we're basically got to make some progress. All right, today's the day we finish this. I am pretty much sure about that. We got some jerseys left. We're gonna double check our paper, see what jerseys we have left, and there you go. See, just the difference in a day gets you more jerseys. We got 17 new jerseys we didn't see before. This playbook method is pretty good, the one that you put everything to 1,000 and you kind of just search through, find what team you don't have. So 1,000, like we said, is our cutoff. So we just found a Bulls one for 1,000, and we just basically reset, do 1,000 again, and then like definitely during the day when there's like a lot of people on, you'd be able to find a lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. So after scrolling through every single team, you find out that basically everything is glitched, right? Everything is just basically here. Whatever you have left, you're gonna find them through the regular auction. So what we're gonna do is we have our thing set off to 1,000. 1,000's kind of high. You don't want to be paying 1,000 per arena, so you're gonna set it a little lower. 750 is fine. Let's just do 750s. Find everything we could find for under 750 and just buy it. Since you're scrolling through a lot, you gotta try to keep track of what you bought. So right now I bought 3 of them. I wrote them all down, so when I'm buying, I'm not like getting confused, right? And look, we just found back-to-backs for 750. These are important because no one's ever gonna find them any other way. They're glitched. Remember that they're glitched. Look at that beauty. We found the Philly, we found the Boston. We could have found Oracle as well. We just bought it, so we're chilling. 04 Palace 500. Let's get it. And you can set your thing lower. Like we could have set it for 500. Never bought any of the 750 ones, but 750, 500, 400, they're all the same at this point in the game. These have been glitched since the beginning of the year when I got AK. I got AK really early in the year. It's been glitched since, so just know that. I don't know why they haven't fixed it till now. Yeah, writing them down definitely helps because otherwise I would have bought a bunch of these that I already bought, right? Because they don't show up, so you're gonna have to basically write down every single one you buy, or else it's gonna be really, really bad. If you don't write these down, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna buy a lot of ones you already bought. Since I'm writing them down, it's a lot easier. I know what I bought because they have check marks if you added them to your collection. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like that. And I know I already bought that. I know I already bought that. I'm scrolling to see which one I don't recognize. If I don't recognize one, like right here, look, this is confusing. Which one do I have? I look down and I see that I bought the 13. I didn't buy the 06. I didn't even know that was one. So now I buy the 06 and we're chilling. And I actually wasn't able to buy it. Somebody bought that before me, which is insane to think about. And see, we just bought 12 new arenas that we didn't have. And now we're going to add them all to our collection and see what we're missing. I'm actually missing one arena, which was the 06 Heat. So whoever bought that is so lucky because I actually just needed that. Let's see if I'll be able to filter it by color. I actually don't know if it filters by color. So let's double check. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll put this at like 1,000. I'm willing to pay 1,000. I see one right there for 1,000. This is the last one. You're not gonna sit here and do this all night, right? We're gonna basically try to get this out the way. I see it for 950 right there. I'm gonna scroll to see what's the cheapest one I see. That 250 would have been really amazing. I just was too slow to react. I had to make sure I didn't buy the same one twice. And yeah, just like that, we found it for 900. I'll take it, especially it being the last arena. Now I don't have to search for arenas anymore. We went back to our 1,000 playbook, right? 1,000 MT per playbook. playbook, and we found 2 right there. Beautiful. Now we're gonna go to our ball cards. When it comes to ball cards, sometimes you could find these really cheap. So we start off at the bottom and we scroll through. So 500, 550. The most you're really gonna pay for a ball card is like 800, maybe 1,000, depending on the ball and what time you're looking. But see, the vintage ball is usually the most expensive, and I see it for 600 right here. A lot of people actually started to quick sell their balls, not even put them up, so that's kind of sucks. But yeah, you could just scroll through. I actually have all the bronze balls, so I don't even have to go through all of these, to be honest. I could change this to bronze and gold only. Here we bought the snake. We're not gonna go back, so I wrote down that I bought the snake ball. We're gonna go to silver 750s. I'm missing 1 silver ball, I believe, and the rest are all gold. So right here we bought our last silver ball. I don't need to check that anymore. We're gonna go straight to gold. We're gonna go 750 gold. We see a cheetah ball. We do not have the cheetah ball. We bought the snake, so now I have cheetah to write down. I have giraffe right here. I could write that down. Giraffe, cheetah, snake, and here is the zebra. That is all she wrote. We just bought every single ball. We go back to miscellaneous to double check. We see we have every ball, and so every ball set has a collection. So basically this, you could get a bronze one, so you could redeem these if you want. Right now I'm not gonna redeem them because I'm probably gonna sell everything back. It's not my account. For me, that's an extra card into my collection. For this is another card, the gold card, into your collection. And basically when you collect these cards, have all of them, what you actually do is you go up to your rewards, and there's these balls right here. You would get these 2, and then it would basically get you the disco ball. So you would have every single ball. That'd be another 3 cards to your collection if you were going for way more. So once you lock them in, you get the bronze ball, the silver ball, the gold ball. That's 3 cards, and then you get the disco ball as a reward. That's 4 whole cards towards your collector level by locking those in. The blue camo and the white camo you get from doing domination, because you get all of these, and that's how you get the blue and white camo ball. Now a lot of moments cards are really expensive now. Even though they're bad cards, their prices went up since they're no longer like in moments. So if you actually need MT, sell these cards. If you're trying to buy them, try to buy them. You see here, even though these cards aren't like really good, what happens is these cards are still kind of valuable, considering no one's pulling them anymore, and they're kind of becoming more and more rare. Like this card should never be a 3k, 3.5k, but no one's pulling them, no one has them anymore, no one's really putting them up, so their prices are a little higher. And all else fails, come here, just come here, straight here, 1,000. Buy the playbook and you're good to go. That's always a card that you can find. You'll always find at least 1 card. I showed this off yesterday, where you basically try to catch a playbook at the end, right when it's about to end, and you try to bid on it. Keep scrolling through, do the same thing here. Hawks, put 1,000 on this one. This heat one's about to end. I'm gonna bid 1,000 on that. Hopefully get that for 850 or something. So we check our active bids. We see we have stuff about to end. They're still kind of far. They're 30 minutes away. We still have some time. Some things are over an hour away. We got time for sure. Now we're basically, this is the hard part, right? We have a couple cards left that we need. The reason I'm staying away from silvers is they go for like 3k plus. You might be able to get some for 2k now, but we're gonna use that, like I said, last. Now we're 34 cards away. Let's see what the cheapest heat checks are, right? I don't know what the cheapest heat checks are, so let's start doing that. I told you guys my limit's 12. You're never gonna find a card for 1,200, right? It's not gonna happen. But let's go 1,500. You can always sell heat checks back. Let's make our limit 2,000, all right? 2,000 will be our limit. We're not gonna go any higher than that. 2,000 for a heat check. That's a sellable card. We could sell that back, no problem. So right here we go 1,800. We found the Graham for 18. We'll buy that. We'll buy him for 19. Thank you. We'll buy him for 18. These cards all just went up. Heat checks will always be expensive, more or less. So buying these cards is no problem. We'll buy them, we'll sell them back if anything. 1,900 for our next one. That's actually really good. And I actually made a mistake here, right? I bought 2 Grahams. I didn't even realize, right? Oh man. I went slow, so I didn't make that mistake. And look, they were all on the same page and I still made a mistake. This is like my second mistake since I started doing this. So I'm not really too upset. Just remember that you can make mistakes and it's not a problem. Don't stress it. I bought it for what, 1,900 max? And you see the cheapest up right now is 2,050. So I'll just sell it back for 2,000. I'm not making the same mistake twice. Trust me on that. We're gonna sell all these cards back. Worst case scenario, we definitely have that card. Nobody has this card. So all these cards we started paying top dollar for, right? 2,000 is considered a lot. We can still buy some more jerseys and stuff, but these are cards you're definitely gonna need if you're trying to get to 1,250 cards. So now we're 19 cards away. We started spending way more MT than we had to at one point. We're gonna attempt to just do gold jerseys, home 1,250, see what we could find. There's not gonna be a lot of options, but sometimes you'll be able to find something like this. And here you guys see we started finding some of these city jerseys for less than 1,000, right? We couldn't find them before, especially that I wasn't looking for the teams anymore. So now there's 2 teams I already saw. I'm scrolling to the end to see if I do find them cheaper, if I find anything else. And right here we found the Nola for 900, and I did see a Grizzlies for 900. So what I'm gonna do after is I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do to get these cards. Instead of scrolling all the way back, we do have a cheat code kind of thing where we're basically not gonna have to research through all these teams, because it takes a while, right? It's gonna take you a really long time to basically go all the way back. The idea is to go where cards just went up, right? So I kind of have to scroll all the way to near the end, to 3 hours and 59 minutes, 58 minutes, around there, the 4-hour mark. Yeah, we saw that there was nothing there. What we're gonna do now is the teams that we did see, such as the Pelicans. We saw the Pelicans for 900. We just searched for Pelicans home. We see it, we got it. We did see the Grizzlies as well, and the cheapest Grizzlies I saw was 900. I didn't even see this 751, but thank you for that one. And I also saw a Hawks one near the end while I was scrolling. So wow, look, we found a Hawks City jersey for 950. I'll take that. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the away jerseys. Now another thing we could do, since we said all players, we're gonna go 2,000 at this point, right? 2,000 sounds fair. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start like 20th anniversary. You're not gonna find a 20th. You're not gonna find a second 20th anniversary for 2,000 ever, right? We're gonna go Chinese New Year. Maybe we'll find something for under 2K that we don't have. And there you go. You see a Jason Maxiel. We don't have Jason at all, like no Jason whatsoever. We're gonna basically write him down so I could find him cheaper. I see some for 800. But I don't want to keep scrolling to the end, so we're gonna write down Jason Maxiel. That's the only card I see here we don't have. We're gonna buy him for sure. Can't do 19 NBA because that's gonna show us all the cards that we basically bought. We're gonna go Flight School. There's no Flight Schools for that price. There's gonna be no throwback elites for that price. So actually that's what I thought, right? I thought we wouldn't find any throwback elites, but we did. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write down Nick Young real quick, right? We're gonna write down Nick Young. We're gonna write down Anton Walker. We're gonna write down Dominique. These are all cards that are going for under 2K that we do not have whatsoever. I see some for 1,300, 1250s. Beautiful. Those are 3 rubies right there that we don't have. We're gonna spend a really low amount technically for these cards, so that's amazing. So we'll go back to those later. High voltage, we'll do that. We don't see any. We're gonna go back to heat checks. We're gonna see that there's a bunch of Jared Baylesses. We don't want to pay that much for Jared. We're gonna wait. And now we go historic for 2K. You're not gonna find any, but sometimes you might. We're gonna go moments for 2K, and we actually find a bunch of moments that we don't have as well. So we're gonna start writing those down. Nerlens Noel, Nick Stauskas. This is basically where we're gonna get the cards that are cheap, since we didn't know which ones were cheap before. Look how many names I just wrote down. I just wrote down so many names that I didn't have before. Buddy Hield is getting added to the list. We see a D Wade on the list. That's insane. Like, there's so many cards that I did not know were here, and we're basically writing them down right now. So there's an easier way than the writing down part. So we're gonna go on the easy way first, and then if we have to, we'll start looking at our list. But I'm writing down the list so I can start crossing people out regardless. So that's gonna help us in the long run. Y'all could start typing up your list or finding different ways to do this, but this is easy for me. We're gonna go Emerald. We're gonna start off really cheap, right? Let's go for the cheapest Emerald. We found one for 1,000 right here. So there we have Alonzo. I'm gonna find his name, right? I'm gonna try to find his name. I wrote it down somewhere. I'm gonna cross it out. Here we found Zubac, so I'm gonna cross out Zubac's name if I wrote it down somewhere. Yup, we crossed it out. We got Bullock. We're gonna buy Bullock real quick. We're gonna cross out his name. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start upgrading it slowly. We have these guys. We don't have to buy them again. You don't want to make mistakes. You can go back and put them on your list so you don't make that mistake. But here we're good. We have our list. We're chilling. We'll search just a couple more times, and here, see, look, we went 1350. We found a card we don't have in Nick Stauskas. Now, it would have taken us longer to write down every person's name, but I feel like this is just easier because you just kind of scroll through. We kind of have an idea what we need, what we don't. We're pretty much chilling at this point. We know what we have, what we don't have. We cross them off our list, so we basically don't make that same mistake. If we go into our collections, we add them, it will show us that we already have these cards. And here we go. This is where it gets real. We get Cantor right here, 1,400. Meritage right here, 1,400. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search by position just so I can double check everything. Right here we see D'Lo for 17. That's the cheapest D'Lo I see up, so I'll take that. I'm gonna go with shooting guard. I don't see any shooting guards, but we did see Wade earlier. So here he is. We find Wade. We're gonna buy it. And there you have it. We bought enough cards to definitely get us over 1,000. So from 370 cards all the way to 1,000. That's about 650 cards. We spent 500k. So we're gonna double check our card count so we could do the math on how much we've spent so far from basically start to now. We still have a lot of cards on our list we did not buy yet, so let's keep that in mind. Here we are at 1021. We also have like 5k in here plus the 2 cards we bought, so about 7k more. So we'll assume we're at 310k if that is fair. Let's assume we're at 310k right now. We are at 1,021 cards. What that means is we actually got exactly 650 cards, and we spent 510k for those 650 cards. And you guys saw we started spending 2k per card. We were spending 250s, 500 stuff in the beginning, so now it's starting to get us a little more. So we still have 230 cards. If we keep going at this pace, spending 2k per card, we're gonna go bankrupt. We're gonna be spending 400k. We don't want to do that whatsoever, so we're not gonna do that. The thing you guys always gotta realize, when you guys tell me I have 250 cards left, if you don't have any uniforms, you're gonna spend very little to nothing, right? You could buy these uniforms like I showed you, 500, 750, stuff like that. You're gonna be chilling. If you don't have miscellaneous, you're gonna be chilling. We still are missing playbooks, which is great because those are gonna save us. We're gonna spend very little on playbooks. Still missing a couple coaches. I'm hoping since today is Monday, we do get a drop on moments. Those are gonna help us out a lot. But other than that, I'm trying to help you guys save as much as you can and do this the best way possible. Since we are getting 250 tokens here, this is actually gonna help us a little bit. We're gonna get some free cards. Now I know some people who actually said, oh, I'm gonna buy all these so I could use all my tokens and get my collector level. Oh, I'm gonna buy all these so my collector level goes up. Don't do that. If you need diamond players or don't expect to get a lot of tokens, just keep going in order. Get your 10 10 10 10. Come on here and don't do all that. You don't need to do that. So we're gonna buy Peja right here for 60. There, we wasted our tokens, got ourselves 4 new cards to add. Now we're going back to our list and we're gonna check it twice, make sure we have everything we needed. Now under 2k is still a thing. We're still going under 2k. Here we go. We get Clint Capella for 1,700. I'll take it. The idea behind this is we're selling all these cards back anyway, so it's gonna be perfectly fine if we're spending this much on them. Now selling cards back, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna take long. Sometimes you're gonna actually be able to make some MT off the cards you bought. Like some things we did snipe or get them a little cheaper than they usually are, so that's great. You're gonna be able to make some money off those. Now basically this is where it gets really hard. We're 200 cards away. This is where we start struggling, right? This is where it becomes a struggle. Thankfully we have 280k. I don't know if we're gonna make it though. This is where it becomes hard. We can't spend 2k on cards no more. If we spend 2k, we're dead. We could spend like 1,000 to 1,500. We need to get lucky, get some of these really cheap. I'm willing to do that. We can spend 1,000 on a card, no problem. We're still good on that. Ideally we need to finish these uniforms. That's 2 3 6 7 8 10, 11 cards left on the east side. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 20 more uniforms left here. That will get us to 200 cards. So here we are, the last haul of cards. While doing this, we just got new packs, which is great. Honestly, if I would have just waited for these new packs, we would have had a really good time. And actually, they're just 2 Bulls players, Levine and Larry Markkinen. People will still be pulling, and what people usually end up pulling are heat check cards, because you are getting a heat check player as well as a chance at Zach or Markkinen, so that's great. So our playbook should go down in price. Our heat checks should eventually go down in price. I should be able to find a lot of heat checks for a lot cheaper. It's a lot of people are opening packs. People aren't really sure about prices. A lot of people aren't. Not everyone is good with prices. People might be throwing up silvers for really cheap. So my goal is to try to snipe them. I am willing to pay up to 1,500 per silver, which I mean I could pay more. Honestly, I could be paying 2,000. The cheapest silvers are going for right now is 2,300, and that's just also because they kind of just came out. So let me just lower my odds. I'm willing to pay 2,000, no more. Hopefully pay a lot less. Nick, Frank, but Frank goes for a lot too. I know the Knicks guys do definitely go for a lot. 1.8k for a Suns player, I'll take it. We are on it. We are on this. Oh yeah, some jerseys are coming up. I love it. Look at this. There was nothing up before. We got a statement Heat jersey for 1,000. I see 3 of them. These I couldn't find to save my life. I'm gonna let the first kid get his. Another jersey. Look at these were not available before. Look at this, we saving MT. Here we are, day 4, coming back, trying to do our thing. I just bid on this jersey, and this jersey goes for a lot. I just bid on it. It's kind of late right now, hoping to get some snipes, some things a little cheaper than they normally would be, hopefully. Now I kind of don't know how much I could be bidding on cards. We're gonna do the math right now, and we're actually at 1462. So I'm able to bid on 1450 per card. If I get some for 15, some for cheaper, I should even out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get some moments cards. Now a time like this, we can actually snipe pretty easily. Like, look at this card right here. This card we can scroll through. We see that the cheapest one's actually like 6k. So what I could do is I could bid on this one for like 4k or something, and I'll probably win it just because it's late. No one's really looking for a Brook Lopez. When I do win it, I just put it up for 6, and I'll make about 2k MT. That would go towards another card, which is great. All right guys, it's a whole new day. I've been doing this for so many days. So look, you guys see that our MT value changed from the day before. We actually got 80k more MT than we did yesterday. So the cool thing about that is we started with 810. We got 10k as one of the rewards for 500, so that made us 820. We just added another 80k, so we are at 900k on this account from 370 cards. Now the question is 900k gonna be enough? Are we gonna still have some MT left? How much is it gonna really cost? And let's see how we do. So lucky for us, we got new cards that came out. People are pulling for Trey, they're pulling for Cat. So what that means is we can snipe heat checks for pretty cheap. You'll see right here that we're gonna find heat checks for so cheap. 950. Let me get that beat. Let me get this 1,000. Give me that. Let me get this. Bang, look at that. Oh, somebody beat me, but look at that. There's cards for 950 going up right now. That's because heat checks are cheaper. People are pulling them. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. 41 cards to go, 138,000 MT. We got this in the bag. Now what are we missing? Couple coaches. I told you guys these are expensive coaches. I'm not going for them. We got 3 playbooks left, expensive playbooks, not going for them. We got a couple more city jerseys. There's like 2 really expensive ones, which are like the Rockets and the Heat. Every other one maybe we'll be able to snipe. Same with the earns. We haven't really sniped any earns. We could possibly do that. So at this point in time, we've spent what, 770k or so. One option we would have to not have to spend anymore, this is one option you guys could do, is to get some free agent cards. Free agent cards are actually absolutely free. You just got to play single player scheduled challenges. These are really boring, but if you play these, you would get free cards. There are definitely a lot of free cards for you to get over there. Another option we always have is getting some of these rewards cards. So you could buy 3 tokens to get you emeralds. So right now we could get 11 cards just for buying some more emeralds. If you plan to actually start selling your cards back after getting AK, I don't recommend this, especially if you're not done with this and expect to get pink diamonds and galaxy opals. But I'm just letting you know this is also an option that's available. So now scrolling through the same player over and over again is kind of getting annoying. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go just by team. We'll do 76ers point guards, nothing. We'll go 76ers shooting guards, 76ers small forwards. And I know this is going to take a lot longer. There's way more teams, more players we're going through. But the good thing is we don't have to scroll anymore, because basically if something pops up, we don't have to scroll through it anymore. It's going to be a lot easier in that regard. It's going to be worse that we have to do more searches, but like right here, we see that we already have blood, so I doubt there's another point guard at the end. So we don't have to really search and scroll through to the end. So this is another way to go through your budget. We see here just off the bat, you could see that all the cards came up. Obviously one could come up later, like you could see one after the others, but more than likely it won't. So right here we got a Kevin Love 1850. Here we go, Gordon Hayward 15. Give me that. DeAndre just popped up. Let me get that real quick. Come on. We just saw one for 1450, and we are officially done. We don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to look for any more jerseys. I don't have to do anything else anymore. We can start selling stuff back, which is a whole different story. But we move over here, we see our collector level is 1250. 1250. Are y'all comprehending what that means? 1250. Congratulations. It took us 830k to get us 8k from 370 cards. Almost 9 hours later, we have officially earned ourselves 8k 47, who you guys may not even think is that good. I will show you guys in another video how good this card is. He is by far my favorite card to use. I hated him at first. I thought he was the worst card ever. I could not use him. His jump shot was broke. And then people kept telling me, why aren't you using him? Why aren't you using him? And I could finally stop our timer. Let's stop that. We are very accomplished. We feel very, very fulfilled. We took a long time making this. Let's break as many likes as possible. If you guys enjoyed this video, if it helped you out in any way, I really appreciate it. I worked really, really hard. I didn't even start editing, and I know I worked really hard editing this. Just me recording this for this long, like, just tells me that this took so long. I'll have you guys an AK gameplay really, really soon. I would have released this sooner, but it was really hard to record. As you guys see, it was really hard to get. But there we go. There you have it. AK47, welcome to the squad. So once again, let's do a little recap. We started with 370 cards. 120 of those cards were from Domination. Keep in mind, we never created a team. We never did a My Career card, so those would have been 3 extra cards. But just off jerseys alone, we got 140 of them for 70k. And we started splurging a little bit. We got 140 cards for 130k. It started getting more expensive. You started buying cards for 1k instead of just buying them for 250 to 750. We were then able to get 80 more cards for 40k. We started figuring out some more miscellaneous things we were missing. We were definitely missing some logos, some arenas, some stuff like that. So 20k here or there was getting us like 40 cards. We were able to start making some moves. When we got to 780, from 780 to 920, which is 140 cards, we got it in 120k. So we were still paying less than 1k per. But then after 900, that's where it started costing us MT. This is where we started paying over 1k. The next 100 cards from there cost us about 120. So originally our first 650 cards cost us 500k. 650 cards cost us 500k. That's amazing. And please, please, please do not forget Dominations, like 120 cards plus tokens, which give you cards, plus you're getting little gold cards here and there. You're getting some things here on the way. So if you're actually missing a lot of cards and you're pretty close, just finish Domination. It's gonna be the cheapest way you have to do it. But yeah, our last 200 cards or so started costing us more. It cost us 300k. But yeah guys, this video should not be from 370 cards to 1250, because technically it's from 250 if you do Domination. So from 250 cards to 1250, do Domination, and it should cost you around 900k. It cost us 830k exactly. You guys saw how we did it. I hope this helped you guys in any way, shape, or form. We definitely got lucky with heat checks towards the ends, but you guys can get lucky too. Know when to do it. Make sure you wait till moments cards for that. And now I expect way more of you guys to have 8k. I'm gonna start selling everything back. We're not going any further on this account. I'll try to update you guys on how much MT we end up losing, but it won't be a lot, because we did get a lot of good snipes in which we're gonna make MT back after tax, so we should be evening out or pretty close. So we spent 830k. I do assume we'll end up with like 750 from that 830. I don't expect us to drop any lower, especially when heat checks go back up and all that good stuff. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been your boy Mosballin. If you guys made it to this point of the video, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Leave your feedback down below, and I'll see y'all later. Ballin' out.